Right, you lot. Welcome back to Hey Scotty, on the AMA, where answers come pre-soaked in sarcasm and served with side of Yorkshire contempt. We got some banger questions this week, so buckle up, because we're diving head first into deep end, and I've pissed in pool. Let's go. This question comes from Firkin-L1, who asks, Hey Scotty, do you think Splitgate 2 could die if they spend too much time on Battle Royale instead of regular modes? Now that's kind of question that cuts to the bone, because we've seen this play out, haven't we? Game drops, cause solid, devs panic, chase latest trend like it's dangling a dollar sign, and suddenly you're stuck in a menu with 7 versions of the same fucking battle pass and no soul left in sight. But Splitgate 2? Nah, this ain't that story. See, Ian Prue came out swinging other day and said, we aren't Arena, there's no BR. We aren't Map Creator. You know, Map Creator supports this ongoing effort of live ops. We need it all. And it's spot on. That's not just a statement, that's a fucking manifesto. It tells me they're not building a game mode. They're building a bloody platform. Somewhat where Arena feeds Battle Royale, where user maps feed live service. Everything's scaffolding. Remove one pillar and all things shaky. But they're not pulling pillars, they're reinforcing foundations. If all, this BR is proof they've got vision. They didn't just slap a shrinking circle into a reskinned arena and hope we wouldn't notice. They built it to play like Splitgate, portals, verticality, teamwork, even for solo players. And it bloody works. Now sure, if they did tunnel vision it, abandon regular modes, ignore arena, toss core fanbase to bin, yeah, death by dumb decision. But teams already shown that it's not on cards. You don't drop a new arena map, new power weapon, and open up Map Creator to public if you're all in on Battle Royale. That's opposite of COD logic. So will Splitgate 2 die if they go BR only? Yeah, but they're not fucking doing it either. They're building all of it, together. And if that's not worth backing, what hell is? Cheers for the question, mate. This question comes from Pyro Friendly Arsonist 9195, who asks, what's news in Yorkshire? Well, strap in sunshine, cause Yorkshire news is like patch notes for reality. Half bug fixes, half, wait, what, fuck, moments in sheep-related chaos. This week in land of flat caps and passive aggression, some poor bastard in Huddersfield got fined for using traffic cone as a megaphone to shout at cyclists. True story. Man's out here doing call-outs IRL like it's rust on a council estate. Meanwhile, over in Doncaster, local pubs launched a Yorkshire tapas menu. Black pudding bites, mini pork pies, and a thing they're calling gravy shooters. Gravy shooters. It's like someone looked at fine dining and said, nah, but what if we made it squelch? And of course, weather's doing its usual cycle of Monday, rain, Tuesday, rain, Wednesday, you guessed it, Thursday, sun, just to trick you into mowing lawn. Friday, thunderstorm, cause you dare to hope. But real talk, Yorkshire's fine. We keep calm, carry on, judge your tea making skills like it's a war crime tribunal. So cheers for asking, Pyro. Next time I'll throw in sheep crime stats for extra flavour. This question comes from Ages444, who asks, what do you think of Mark Rubin's retirement from gaming? Honestly, I think man's earned it. Mark Rubin didn't just work in this industry, he bled it. Built Call of Duty up into a global juggernaut, then tried to rescue genre with X-Defiant, and what does he get for it? He gets fucking used. Meant to look like a twat by people he trusted, lied to, undermined. Very suits he probably fought daily just to get real gameplay into our hands, turned around and shivved him in ribs moment metrics didn't match the fantasy funnel charts. And yeah, we can roll our eyes and say, it's Ubisoft, what do you expect? But this goes deeper than that. Industry right now, it's a meat grinder with a LinkedIn profile. Hard as hell to get in, harder to stay in. And if you're not playing political hopscotch and boardroom, you're probably next on redundancy list. So no, I don't blame Mark one bit. He walked away before it killed his passion completely. I thought bullshit chewed up whatever soul he had left to give. And if he's chosen to spend that time with his family instead of fighting another uphill battle in an industry run by spreadsheets, good on him. He deserves better than what he got. Most devs do. So here's to Mark Rubin. May your days be peaceful, your coffee hot, and your only meetings be family dinners. And to suits that throw him under the bus, you've lost more than you realise. Cheers for question, Ages. This question comes from Ends Plays, who asks, how does one script the videos as well as you do? Right, it's true. While world were locked down and most gamers were stacking KDs or rage uninstalling Warzone for the third time that week, I want grinding lobbies, I want grinding knowledge. I sat my ass down, opened a site called Allison, free online training, self-paced, full courses on everything from scripting to SEO. You only pay if you want a certificate. Me, I never paid a penny. Didn't need paper, needed power. I learned everything I could. Scripting structures, content flow, title theory, keyword placement, kind of stuff YouTube doesn't teach you until algorithms already spat you out like last week's TikTok trend. And when I want to study India, I was watching real ones. Nick Nimmin, Brian G. Johnson, Oscar Owen, all of them throwing out nuggets of gold on how to script with rhythm, keep retention high, and actually get your content watched. And for streaming crowd, go check Harris Eller and his Senpai gaming channel. Man's a beast. Breaks down gear, software, stream health, everything. And more importantly, he created stream beats. Very music I use in nearly every single fucking video you watch. Royalty free, safe from DMCA strikes, and genuinely good. If you've ever vibed to one of my rants while tapping your foot without realising it, that were him. He's on Spotify too, by the way. So if you want to script like me, start by not scripting like me. Start by learning why it works first. Study, watch, adapt, and then bent rulebook. Trust your voice and let chaos do typing. Because best scripts, they aren't read, they're felt. Cheers for the question, mate, and good luck. This question comes from John Doe 4871 who asks, the graphics cards need more VRAM or do games need development studios to actually optimise the games? Yes. And also, what fuck are we even doing anymore? Look, hardware's advanced, sure. GPUs with more VRAM are nice. But most of the time, your rig's not struggling because it's weak. It's struggling because some soup greenlit a game that's more bloated than a COD patch after launch day. Take Black Ops 6 for example. Everyone's drooling over those tight, fast-paced maps, right? Cool. Now fire up theatre mode, flight camera out of bounds, and surprise! You're not just playing on a map, you're playing on skeletal remains and an entire bloody Battle Royale arena that's just sitting there, hidden behind walls like a cursed acid graveyard. Why the hell is it there? Lazy dev pipelines, bloated engines, slapdash porting. They're not optimising, they're shoving in everything and leaving GPU to cry about it. Don't matter if it's loaded, rendered, culled, streamed. If it's in build, your hardware's doing work it shouldn't have to. And result? You're told it's time to upgrade. Not because game needs it, but because they couldn't be asked to strip fat off the steak. You've got middleware stacking effects no one asked for, texture streaming that chokes on its own assets. And don't get me started on file size. 250GB. For what? Shaders that belong to Pixar short, and voice lines here once in a 15-hour campaign. This ain't innovation, it's tech demo cosplay, laced with malware tier optimization. And then they have balls to gaslight you, saying your 8GB card is problem. Nah, mate. Problem is you left entire fucking BR map under floorboards or a 6v6 shootout. So yeah, VRAM helps. But what would really help? Studios learning how to clean up after themselves. Cheers for the question, mate. Right, that's your lot for this week's Hey Scotty. We've tackled Splitgate survival plans, Yorkshire tapas, dev betrayal, scripting secrets, and GPU abuse that borders on digital war crimes. Massive shout out to everyone who asked a question. You absolute legends keep this series alive. Got something you want answered next time? Drop it in comments like a pipe bomb in a PR meeting. Join Discord, follow next. Consider a channel membership if you like watching me scream at pixels while burning bridges industry didn't deserve to keep. Smash like, hit subscribe, leave your questions below. Preferably ones that will get me blacklisted from another publisher. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent